In the last week, the competitors have got used to the deep air, the worst dunes of the rally. Some of them over 100 feet high, the temperature still way up over 100 degrees. Just under 150 competitors left in. Lartigue still leading in the cars, Orioli still leading in the bikes, but we've still got a long way to go before we hit Dakar.
No question about that, Jeremy. Today, the rally travels 329 miles of timed racing called a special stage through the difficult desert, Tichit to Kifa. It's the final day of sand and dunes before reaching the savannah and crossing into Mali and the forest when we return to the African desert. Stay with us for more. Welcome back to Stage 11 of the Grenada-Dakar Rally 1996. Here's how the cars stand after 10 of 15 stages. Pierre Lartigue looking for another victory to add to his resume. Philippe Wamberg runs in second, and Hiroshi Mazuoka, the Japanese, in third. Once again, here's Jeremy.
Nothing is more exciting in the desert than a sandstorm, and nothing more frightening either. And that's how this morning greeted the first cars to leave Tichit down to Kifa. A lot of the drivers finding it difficult to find the tracks in the sand, but once the sandstorm lifted, the tracks became evident. The Citroens have really been leading the way ever since we left Grenada over 10 days ago, but today, not the Citroens who won the stage, Jean-Pierre Fontenay instead in the Mitsubishi. But Pierre Lartigue here in the Citroen still leading overall, although we had news halfway through the stage that he might have had problems with a wheel. Luckily for Lartigue, he continues out in front. But stage winner, Jean-Pierre Fontenay of France, he's already won one stage on this rally. This is his second, and he won by a very strong 9-minute margin from his teammate Bruno Sabi. So Mitsubishi 1 and 2. And Fontenay said, arriving in Kifa tonight, that it was one of the most beautiful stages of the rally. Very twisty, quite soft, although the base underneath the sand was hard, so they could get up some good speed. He got a little bit lost in the sandstorm to start with, and it was difficult to find the track. But Fontenay setting the pace in his Mitsubishi Pajero. Following him, Bruno Sabi, also of France. Sabi's car now completely repaired after that 5-time roll he did last week. And Sabi clawing back place by place, back up into the top 10. And the Frenchman very happy to still be in the Dakar at this stage. He's 8 hours though behind Lartigue, and that's the price you pay if you make one mistake on the Dakar. Hiroshi Matsuoka of Japan, 4th quickest on today's stage behind Lartigue, Sabi and Fontenay. Matsuoka is hot on the heels of Philippe Wamberg, the Frenchman in the Citroën. And Wamberg has got problems with his hand. He hurt it a few days ago. Now the other hand is hurting, and it looks as if Matsuoka might take second place before we reach Dakar. The green and white livery of the unmistakable Mitsubishi Pajero. Matsuoka, a big rally star back in Japan, second only to Kenjiro Shinazuka, who's had a lot of mechanical problems on this rally and is way back out of the running at the moment. Patrick Tombe, René Mej, the top team combination in their Mitsubishi Pajero, getting stuck. We hear the commentary between René Mej and Patrick Tombe in French.
Voilà. Ouais, posez-le. Non, vas-y. Ouais, posez-le. Essaye encore un petit coup là.
That's Mej.
Je pense que je vais poser là. Posez.
Very calm inside that cockpit, giving each other a bit of encouragement, and you'll be glad to hear they got out of the sand. Now going the wrong way, Jean-Louis Schlesser in his buggy. It's not that he's gone doolally or anything, or his GPS isn't working. 100 kilometers into the stage, his gearbox stopped working properly. He headed back to Tuchip, where he hoped that his support truck had come in to replace the gearbox and then start all over again. It is Prieto and Javier Olavi from Spain.
As always, the Granada Dakar offers a tremendous mechanical diversity. We've had a look at some of the T1 and T2 class cars, a class that includes the oldest driver in this race, 82-year-old Japanese Kyozo Adachi. Here's a look at our Stage 11 results in the overall automobile category. Fontenay up front over former winners Sabi and Lartigue. In the overall standings among the automobiles, Pierre Lartigue remains out front for Citroën by 1 hour, 22 minutes, 58 seconds over Philippe Wamberg, with Mazuoka of Japan holding on, followed by Fontenay and Ari Vatanen, still trying to hoist himself up into the top three.
Well, somebody after my job, one of the local Mauritanians, doing a commentary for our friends at French television who are joining us in the coverage of the Granada Dakar for 2 weeks as Salvador Servia comes in to the stage. Halfway through, this is where the bikes check up, where they refuel, and he's giving Mauritanian TV and French TV his own special blend of Mauritanian commentary.
And I guess that makes him the Mauritanian equivalent of my ESPN2 colleague Paul Page. We'll be right back. Crosses into Mali for stage 12.